Good morning, everyone. Morning, Mr. Pete and Mr. TC Blades. Hope you two gentlemen are doing great this morning. I myself am in an excellent mood this morning. I had a pretty boring night at work last night, so that always leads to me being in a decent mood when I get off work. I do have some things I need to get done today. Today is actually my daughter's birthday, so everyone wish her happy birthday. Actually, you don't have to, but yeah. She was actually born, she was born on a Friday, and then that Sunday I had my first Father's Day when she was 2 days old. And some years it actually her birthday falls on Father's Day. So that's pretty cool. Good morning, John. Good morning, Mr. Bob. Hope you're doing well this morning. My daughter, me, and my mother were all born on the same ending year. So every year we all turn the same last digit. My mother hits it first, then my daughter hits it, and then I hit it. So my daughter turns 32 today. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. My mother turned 82 in April, and I turned 52 in September. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's easy to remember because we all were born on a 3 year. My mother 43, me 73, and my daughter 93. So anyway, let's see. I need to switch up a couple of sources here. Let me move these three above my images. I think they go right there. Alright, then when I turn this on, it should cover up everything. Alright, that worked. As you can see, my desk table still looks the same as yesterday, except there are two integrals missing. And I'll give you a cookie if you can guess which two they are. But they are the two that I carried to work last night. I'm going to tell you before you have a chance to guess. And that is the Wee Solid. I needed a big boy for my front pocket. This thing's super cool. I love that the little trigger on it. I did notice that with the trigger, I caught myself kind of opening it without getting it cocked back, and it failed. But the Wee Solid, no, Pioneer's right there. That's not it. Integral. And the back pocket knife was this one. My Anthem. But it was the Wee Solid, Pete. You got that right. It was my Anthem. So, like I said yesterday, I've got to find a place to put all those. And I'm running out of cases. So I'm going to have to commandeer this case from all my little knives. So now I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with all my little knives. But I really don't care what happens to them. I don't care if they get scratched up. I would kind of prefer they didn't get scratched up, but you know, it is what it is. But I need a case. So I decided I would pull all of these out and and commandeer this case. So maybe I will start by only commandeering one side of the case. Well, that's not cool that hooked on there. Alright. What is this one? I don't even think I looked at this one last time. Aha! Aha! It's a little slip joint. Some of these are pretty cool. Some of them are actually supposed to be like real blade steel. I don't know what that one is. Yeah, knives are life. I need to do something. See if I can flick this one with the tab. Oh man, almost. It failed. That's a cool looking little knife. Looks like a real knife almost. I guess because it is a real knife. Oh wow. It's actually got a liner lock. Haha. Check that out. I started to try to close it because most of them are slip joints. Yeah, I should be okay with cases really if I reorganize a little bit. I should have enough, but I've got some that are focused with certain knives that I haven't put other knives in. I've got some empty cases. I mean, empty room in some cases, but I just need to kind of shift everything around. So now I need to figure out, all right, I guess we'll start by putting some of these up. And this case sucks. I don't actually like it. It is what it is though. I'm gonna have to deal with it. It doesn't hold knives very securely, which I'm not gonna like with my integrals. I can already tell. So I doubt they will stay in here very long. And I will have to stagger them to get them all to fit without banging up against each other. But I guess I can start like this. I don't know if I'm going to have enough if I do it this way, but I guess that's part of the test here. What else I got? Where's my yeah, this is the next one I want. Yep, I'm gonna run out of space and have to put knives between them unless I do something else. Three more. All right, so I don't know. I don't want to tuck any of these in between. So I guess I will use the other side of this case. What are y'all doing this morning? What are y'all carrying? Good morning, Mr. Michael. What are y'all doing today? What's on the agenda in y'all's knife world? I decided we're going to look at some new knives today. Once I get this little problem sorted. Hold on just half a second. Let me find something to put all these little knives in. I guess this box will work for now. Just for today. That way they won't really be banging against each other much. Give me just a second, guys. I didn't get home in time from work to do much organizing before this started, so forgive me. All right. So that's got those tucked away safely for a little while at least. Presentations, polishing titanium. Well, those sound like cool things. Let's see, what do I got here? I got, now if I put this one here, they won't touch through the felt. And then I can put this one here, and those won't hit. And like I said, I hate this case, so I definitely will not leave them in here very long. But at least they are all together and safe. All right, got a little more room. So, what is that stain? Wow, that was wild and gross. Whatever that was. Now I've got a bunch of knives behind me back here on my magnetic strip on the wall that need to go somewhere too. Dang it. I know y'all are loving this. I guess looking at knives is looking at knives, and talking about knives is more visible but less protected. I'm not sure what that means, William. Speaking of, well, that one about cut me. Clearing off this magnetic thing because I got to get these in a case too. Just random knives laying around is not cool in my book. There's a Devo. My new Kaiser. And the two little the two little whatever they are. HX Outdoors, I guess. Alright. I got some new knives to look at today. I've got 4 new knives that came in the mailbox. Right here that we're going to look at momentarily. Oh, yeah, the Case Club case. They are way more protected in that case. All right. Now I've got, let's see. Let's go look at, let me see if I did this right. All right, if I turn Firefox on, that should be on top. I wanted to go look at new knives, new folders, coming soon, new arrivals, so okay, I got all that lined up, and then we're gonna browse a little bit of Blade Bench maybe too. But first, let's get to looking at the cool new knives I got yesterday. But I gotta do one more thing here. Let's see, I've got a case right here that is not full. So this one just has some random knives in it. It's got my 2 Cortex in it already. So I will put a bunch of these in here to get them out of the way so that we can look at the new knives. All right, so this case has room for all these, and these cases are much better. All right, that one can go here. That one can go here. That one can go here. And that one can go here. Now you see I got a little bit of those in there. And I've got this whole middle section of this case that you have to kind of do funny things with. You have to put the knives across like this. You can't really see that, but they're at an angle. I don't know why they put these. They put 4 here and then 5 here. So you're supposed to just put 1 knife per, but then I don't know, the middle ones, I guess you're supposed to go across. It's just a weird setup. I don't prefer these, but it looks like they're gonna work for what I need today, which is just clearing off my desk. Got 3 more. So on this other side, I got the same thing going on, except I'm about to be with y'all. I'm almost done. 3 more knives. All right, 1, 2, 3. Table clean. All right. Denim backgrounds are your knives on blade binge. I don't understand what that means. Is that the name of your seller account? It's called Denim Backgrounds? Or still confused? All right. So now we're ready to go. So let's start off with what I was super surprised by, which is this Kaiser. One of the best deals on a knife right now, in my opinion, at $37.50. It's 50% off, and it is 154 cm for $37.50. So you can't beat that. And it's actually a collabo with Damn Designs, which I did not know. And it has some of the best lockup of any button locks that I have, which is super cool. It is a button lock. If you don't like button locks, don't get it. But if you want to try a button lock and you haven't had a good one, this is it. So this is Damn Design. It's got an awesome blade shape. It is called the Invictus, I believe. It's right up here somewhere. Yeah, Invictus. It's got the Damn Designs logo on it there. It is 154 cm blade steel. And the lockup is super solid with this thing. They got the button placement right, and the tension on the button is great. The detent on it is superb. It's super comfortable. Most Damn Design knives are. Very comfortable, very good jimping. Like I said, it is on sale for $37.50 right now. Let's go pop that up really quick. Amazon, Kaiser, Invictus, and there it is. 3.4-inch blade, 154 cm steel, black micarta. Damn Designs. 4.5-inch handle. Super comfortable knife. Super nice button lock. Super cool little knife for $37.50. Oh, it's got an ultra deep carry clip. I'll show y'all that in a second. So yeah, that's it. Right here. You have the Mad Tanto version of this Kaiser. That's awesome. Yeah, so the deep carry clip goes past the knife. So this knife completely hides in your pocket. Like nothing will be sticking out. Literally nothing. And the action is very smooth with just the button. Very satisfying and fun to play with. It is not a hollow grind. It is a flat grind. It almost feels a little hollow. I mean, it could be a hollow. Let me see if I can lay a ruler on it and see here. It might actually be a hollow, but I don't think so. Hold on. Am I seeing light through there? No. It's a flat grind. Yeah, it's a flat grind. Very hard to tell. I haven't tested to see if it's sharp. So let's do that real quick. I'm going to do an unboxing of it. Oh, wow. Man, it just goes through that like it ain't nothing. Wow. Like that's really, really sharp. I promise. Like it is ultra sharp. Wow. I didn't use it at all last night. I just put it back in the box. So I had no clue it was that sharp. Wow. But yeah, so that was the first one I got yesterday. Set it to the side here. Good morning, Sever7. Thank you, sir. Yes, if y'all don't mind hitting that like button. We had like 200 views yesterday and only 7 likes. So that's not cool. So this is the next one. I got 3 concepts, so we'll just go through them in a random order here. Well, okay. Actually, I'm going to get them all 3 out since that was the first one I got out, and we're going to talk about them a little bit because I do have some gripes. Not really any gripes. They're actually all 3 great knives. But I would think the most expensive one would have the best action or as good of action. And it doesn't. But I think that can be fixed, hopefully. We will be attempting to fix that also this morning. So these are the 3 that I got with that code that Pete hooked me up with for half price. I got them for 50% off. So I think I got, let's see, 440 and then 250, $690 worth of knives for $345 total. So I got all 3 of these knives for like 110 bucks a piece average. Which is like half price. So let's put this one to the side. Let's start off with the Hera. Oh, something I forgot to show y'all that I wanted to show y'all this morning before we even start with that. That milling on the Hera made me remember this, but something that about the new Duckling or the new Duck clone that I forgot to show y'all when I was showing it off, that I really didn't notice until I got it up very close. But the dragon scale version of the Duckling, sorry, the smaller one. Of course it has great milling with the dragon scale pattern, but if you look closely, it's got micro milling on each individual scale. Let me see if I can get the angle where you can see that. Dang it. Let's see if I can get that. But each little scale has little super fine micro milling lines on it. I can't get that to pop up. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it does. They each have little micro milling, which is crazy. Crazy how small the milling is on that. Yeah, that's pretty wild that they went in there and did that. Like even after the dragon scales, they all have micro milling on each scale. Anyway, this is the Hera. It is, or I don't know what the blade steel is on it. I guess it says on there. Let's see, S35VN. It's not a recurve, but it's got a weird blade edge. I don't know how I feel about it after having it in hand, except that it's very comfortable. And it's a good size knife, but that blade edge is kind of odd. The action on it is perfect. You can flick it off the fuller, which is perfect. And like I said, the opening and the closing on it are great. It just drops closed. You don't have to give it much of a shake at all. It just closes perfectly. Flipper tab works good. And since the fuller does work to open it, I might delete that flipper tab because I think it would clean up the lines. I don't know why it gets wider here. I wish it would stay this thinness the same as the blade. That kind of looks odd too, how it widens up here. But it is very comfortable in the hand. Doesn't have any jimping on the back here. So that's the Hera. Now this one is a big old beast. This is the Caveman. And this one is a super cool knife. I love the blade edge on it. I love the finger choil. I love the jimping. I love that the jimping continues on the back of the spine there. The clip, I didn't even look at the clip on this one. Looks like it's got a decent clip. It's pretty deep carry. This one has pretty much very similar clip, except it's wider. This one also has perfect action. Your finger fits perfect on the thumb stud for reverse flicking. So this one closes great. You can see it just drops. Yeah, the Hera looked better online, if that's the one you're talking about, John. But the Caveman meets all expectations. I love that swedge. Anyway, I love the action on it. It's got perfect action. It's got good acoustics. Alright, so that's the Caveman, which was the second most expensive one. And then the most expensive one is this one. The one by Sparrow Knife Company. The Thoth. The Egyptian god Thoth. Super pretty. Super cool lines. Like the clip. Like the pivot. Like the shapes. Like the pattern, like everything about it. Beautiful knife. Hollow grind blade. Super fine hollow grind. I don't know if you can see how, but this thing gets down to an edge, boy. I haven't done the measurements on it. I'm going to do the unboxing video today. It is a frame lock. I guess. Yeah, it's a frame lock. It's got the relief cut for the frame there. The frame sits behind the carbon fiber, so it kind of looks like a liner lock, but it is a frame lock. And the only issue with this one out the box is the closing. So as you saw the other two, they closed great. This one, not so much. You have to shake it. You don't have to shake it ridiculous. But it definitely has the worst closing action out of. And there's one more thing. When you put your thumb in here to close it, your finger gets pinched between the frame lock and the carbon fiber a little bit. So you can feel it pinching your finger in between there. If you push down at all, if you get any kind of the fat of your finger down in there. But the closing on it, as you see, I've got to shake it. Shake it. If you shake it more than twice, it's considered playing with it. So I'm hoping I can relieve a little pressure, because I did check the lock bar. I moved it a little bit over and it's still got super solid lockup. So I'm not worried about lock rock. And there is a good amount of pressure. So that's what's keeping it from closing, is that lock bar. So I'm hoping I can tune this one and get it to where it drops like it should, instead of having to shake it 3 times. But other than that, beautiful knife. I love everything about it. I don't even mind the Damascus blade. I'm not a fan of Damascus blades, but it just looks right with this one for some reason. And that hollow grind, I haven't tested it either as far as sharpness, but I imagine it is just like a laser beam too. Well, the very back here needs to be stropped at least. Yeah. But right past that, it seems sharp. Even though it's a hollow grind, it's still not as sharp as this Kaiser. This Kaiser is sharper out of the box. But yeah, it didn't want to bite there at all at the back. But like I said, I bet it, yeah, and you can just feel the pressure it takes. It's totally different than the Kaiser. I'm having to push way harder. But it could just need a good stropping. I will do that. Try that. See if that improves it. But that was a good mailbox day. Yesterday. Thank you again, Mr. Pete, for that code that saved me all that money. All right. Now we got that out of the way, we can go back to looking at new knives. Starting with new arrivals at Blade HQ. Because I liked the look of this Circadian fixed blade. It looks like it would be a nice little user. I'm betting micarta. What do you want to bet? I mean Magna Cut. I didn't mean I meant Magna Cut. I'm looking at micarta and I said, yeah. I was betting Magna Cut, and I'm right. As it seems, most all little fixed blades are coming in Magna Cut nowadays. 3.3 inch, and they do offer it in drop point, and I don't know why they call that a clip point. That's more of a straight back. And the sheep's foot version. So that's a cool little knife. Did y'all see this one? This is a $2,200 circuit board knife. That is pretty wild. So it's literally made out of a layered circuit board, epoxied, I guess. And it's one of the automatics with that hidden mechanism where you slide the scale one direction. But it's $2,200. Magna Carta. Yes, it is a Magna Carta knife. Yeah, it's a real PCB. You can see the edge of it in one of these pictures. You can see the layering. You see the color right there, the copper layering. But yeah, it's a real piece of a PCB. You can see the layer along the edge. But $2,200 is pretty crazy price. New Heretic Pariah manual. Let's see. Yeah, there's the new Hydra. They showed those at the Blade Show videos. Caval Cobra, Caval Mantis. Those are kind of weird. Caval Dinka. Oh, that looks a lot like the Tucson, the TS-195 a little bit. New ProTech Oligarchs. Kind of like the look of that. I wouldn't mind feeling one of those. There's the new Burlap Vero and ProTech. I like that Burlap micarta. And I like that it's titanium on one side and micarta on the other. And that's a good price for that auto. Mordax Jack Wolf Knives Tango. There's that Tango that I love so much. Sunburst pattern. I've got to get one of those. I love that blade. I love that milling. I love the thumb studs. I love the satin. I really like that knife. I don't have a Jack Wolf knife because most of them in my have been slip joints. So this is the first one I would enjoy and really like. He also offers it in this blue Chironite and whatever that is, the 80s. Is that the 80s Miami? I got a new name for them every other week. So they do offer it in different styles. Crystal Lake Chironite and Dark Matter Fat Carbon. They're all, I like, that's, to be honest, that's one of the first knives that I've ever liked all four versions that they offer. I like that version. I like that version because they did it with silver and a silver blade. I like that version because they did it with the dark matter, with the dark blade. And I like that version. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the hot pink colors, but I don't hate it. So he did a great job on all around. All four versions of that. Pretty cool. Yeah, John, how big is the Tango? What did it say? I didn't even pay attention. Yeah, 3-inch. Yeah, 3.3 would be cool, but 3 inches is about my cutoff. I love the front flipper on it. Yeah, I really like that knife. But I agree, he needs to make an XL Tango. Make it 3.5 or 3.6 or something. Wow, that Lanza is a crazy like pen knife. The Flick Best Techman Flick. There's that mini Wrath, $64 from Kubi. There you go, Knives Are Life. There's your little $64 version of the Kubi. And there's you the Flick in purple TC and Keep It Scale Stupid. Cool little $44 Best Tech OEM knife. You got the few new Kubis, the Cedo, Petrified Fish, Liss, button lock, 4-inch. Wow. That purple 4-inch Liss, that's a big boy. That's a good size knife. I like the looks of it too. The thumb stud, the wire clip. It's a cool looking little knife. What other versions do they have? The G-Mascus and can't even see what the other one is. G-Mascus looks good on it too. What were the other? Let's see. Yeah, the black and white G-Mascus too. You already have it? Oh, nice. Knives Are Life. How do you like it? Is it a good knife? The Ace Jutland was at the Giant Mouse table. I checked it out. I like the Jutland. It's just a little too small for me. What was that new knife? Forever Steel Dracula. Alright, we'll check that out. Piranha Velocity Automatic. That's a weird name. Piranha Velocity. Alright. They're doing too much with the naming of that knife. And they offer it in 20 different styles. Literally. Oh no, it's the Piranha Magna Raptor. I thought the Velocity was bad. But what about the ugly skeletonized Magna Raptor? Does it really say? What does it say on there? Piranha USA? Yeah, I'm not digging it. I like to support USA, but man, even that logo is garbage. Sorry. It's gotta say it like how I feel. The Magna Raptor. Sounds more like a car name than a knife name. The Runt 5 is a nice little auto. And that little reverse Tanto, pretty cool little knife. If I was going to have one dropped in my little fifth pocket in my blue jeans, that'd be a nice one. Wow. What's this Aurora aluminum? It's pretty wild colors on everything, including the blade. Purples and blues. I'm not a huge fan of USA made knives, Bo. I don't have that many as far as USA made. I do like to support US companies, but most of them that I like get their knives OEM from Bestech or Riot or Vosteed or somebody. So as far as 100% USA made, I don't know how many I could pull out. That's what she said. Yeah, that's a wild color. The Penguin Glide Lock. I did handle one of those at Blade Show. They felt really, really good. And then we get back to the Microtex. And I believe that's where we were last time we went to Blade HQ. It was about there. So let's go to the White Mountain Knives coming soon section. New aluminum vault from QSP. What's going on with the side of the handles there? Okay. I like that. Get behind that. It's a pretty cool looking knife. It looks a lot like other QSP knives that I have. So I'm not sure if I'll be getting one of those, but the Nanner, that is a banana. The Mutt fixed blade. Wait, before we get into the White Mountain Knives, I want to look at the let's see. Wait, Forever Steel Dracula. That was requested before I go over this. I like to pay attention and give everybody whatever you mention in the chat, I try to go over so you feel included. Because it is us, not me. Wow, that's a pretty wild looking knife. That Nightmare ground edge, reverse edge. It looks like it would cut you on the non-cutting edge. M390 integral too. Huh. That is a pretty wild looking knife. And I would say that's a fighting knife. If you ask me what fighting knives are, it's knives like that. I do like the back of it. It's a pretty wild looking knife. I'm wondering if this is a lock. That little twisty thing. I'm betting it is. Why do they have two pictures of the same picture? Oh, that reminds me that seeing that stop pin, the way they did it, you can see that stop pin there. I had mentioned to keep it scale stupid because he was, I was explaining about integrals and how they have to do some kind of weird stuff sometimes with integrals to deal with issues like stop pins. And one of the knives that that Fred showed us on stream one time, one of his integrals had a stop pin that we really couldn't figure out how the maker got it in there, because it didn't. So the only thing that we could think of is that he drilled a hole in the side and then welded it back up and covered up the hole where he put the stop pin in, because with integrals, you can't put a stop pin between the two sides, so you have to do some weird stuff, kind of like they did there. So I told Keep It Scale Stupid that a lot of knives have a weird looking pivot. A lot of integrals have a weird looking pivot. And that's how they address the stop pin issue. So I took a picture while I had the pivot off of the new integral I got from Mr. Vero. And this is what it looks like. Well, that's not what it looks like. That's what it looks like. So that's how they get around a lot of integrals, is they make a pivot and they can put the stop pin in and cover it with the pivot. So you'll see a lot of integrals like that. Alright, let's see, back to what I was looking at. What about Jared? What did Jared do? Sorry. Oh, that knife? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a wild looking knife. Not really my flavor, but the artisan coming up. Hexagons are the bestagons. Oh, look, it's $199. Just like every other nice artisan that comes out. Oh yeah, I forgot I ordered a knife from Geo. Yeah, I ordered that knife. There's the bluff. We've already seen these Vosteeds. There's the H-back. So these coming soons are already here, because there's the Pioneer. Alright. What is this Kaiser drop bear? They got themed boxes. Movie themed. Oh, Star Wars. What movies are these? These all Star Wars? Huh. Weird. They look cool though. Luminous blue carbon. So that's one of the ones that lights up with a black light. That's cool. I forgot about that Geo knife that I ordered, which is weird. And didn't we read, it only had the renderings on it. Yeah, I want a Drop Bear 2. So they're coming out with the new Drop Bear 2s. They're already out. You can buy all of them except for the one I wanted, which is this one, I think. They got 3 different versions, I believe. But I got to get one of these. But that reminds me, I forgot about that order, and I need to check on that. Pre-order. It was this one. The Sharp Shadow. And it says, pre-order, after you pay, we promise to ship within 60 days. Alright. So now it makes me totally forget about the fact that I ordered Geo knife. Order confirmed. June 4th. June 4th. Confirmed. I just checked the order. Alright. So August 4th. By August 4th, it should be shipped. I have no idea what this knife looks like. Pretty wild. I mean, I do have an idea of what it looks like. It looks kind of like that. But that is just a rendering. But I couldn't pass it up for a 3.3 inch M390 blade for $125 with titanium. And it's grade 6 titanium. Yeah, the Kara's isn't in production yet. But it'll be $199 instead of the $269 or whatever. Karas. Yeah, the only one they got is the prototype. They still got some available. Is that what you're talking about? Good morning, Fuchs. TC, is that the prototype you're talking about you got on the way? What prototype were you talking about you have on the way? Because you said I have the prototype on the way. You'll have to specify whenever you're saying something like that, because I don't know what knife you're talking about. Oh, the octagon knife? Oh, okay. Because he didn't mention the... I hadn't mentioned this one yet, so it had to be that octagon that you were talking about. Thank you, Political Comedy, for subscribing. Yeah, I just can't tell when that is. It had to be the hexagon. You talking about the Artisan 199 one? Alright, I got you. I'm back on track again. Sorry. I forgot the name of that one already. Oh, there it is. The Beast. The Beast. It looks like a bee's nest. So you got this prototype on the way. Did you get the silver one or the black PVD? I guess you got the black one, huh? Alright. That's awesome. Can't keep up with all your concepts you're buying. Pretty wild. I'll grow up to be like you one day, Mr. TC. Alright, so we got the same little pen knives, Best Tech, man. Coming in July. Cicada's Wing. Magna Cut. Huh. Crystallized tie. That's a nice looking little knife. Pete, you like that blade shape? The pivot. Kind of cool. Yeah, that's a pretty knife. Well, alright then. See what else we got down here. Yeah, the Vanguard. We looked at that. The Star Runner. So we already saw these. So, yeah. So now we're done with White Mountain. So let's go to Knife Center. See what they got new. The RT Aurora. New Rhino button locks. Tango. Tango. There's the Ling Ma. No, it's Liang Ma. When I say it really fast, I understand why my southern makes it sound like Liang Ma. Yeah, I like that. Even though it says kitchen, I like it overall for not kitchen. It's an integral? No, it's got screws, but dang, the back almost looks like an integral. Oh, they did 2/3 and 1/3. Yeah, they did the 2/3, 1/3, where the back spacer's included in one half of the scale, I believe. Yeah, see, 2/3 and 1/3. That's a cool looking knife. Yeah, that's super cool. I like that. And I know y'all can't hear what he's saying, but yeah, the hidden lanyard post is cool too. Yeah, I might have to get one of those. I really like the look of that. Yeah, add to cart. I might add that one to cart. I might buy that today since it's available. Pyrotech. There's that slip joint. Riot. I got in a little tiff with a guy on Reddit this morning. Not really. He just asked if there was how the clones of the cold steel whatever the Formax Scout, if there was any good clones of the Formax Scout. And I sent him a link to I said, why would you buy a clone of the Formax Scout when you can get one for $53? And his response was, $60 with shipping's not bad, but that's still four times. No, he said 5 times what of the one I was talking about. And I was like, all right, dude, you'll be perfectly happy with a $12 knife. Like, if you really must have a $12 knife, then that's probably the perfect knife for you. But you should buy a $60 real one. And I'm a big proponent of clones, but anyway, he thought I was being sarcastic when I said that would be a perfect knife for him, but I was totally sincere. I really do feel like the $12 version would be perfect for him. And I'll show you where that happened. Let's see. Oh, I posted an ad for my thing, Formax Scout clone. I said, why would you get a clone when you could get it for $53? And he said, $60 with shipping is not bad, but it's still 5 times as much as what I was asking about. And I said, you'll be super impressed and happy with the $12 knife. And he said, man, you're on a Chinese knife group. And I was like, and what does that mean? Riyadh and Wee and CKF are Chinese knives. I was being totally sincere with my last statement. But anyway, like, I don't know why he said, man, you're on a Chinese knives group. And I was like, yeah, there's still $1,000 Chinese knives. Like, what do you mean, guy? Anyway, people on Reddit are funny. Yeah, and that one did have that little ball clip, the same clip as on my L1. American Blade Works Model 1 button lock. I was going to buy one of those Model 1s, the frame locks. I guess the button lock is a new thing, huh? But I like the Model 1 and the Model 2. American Blade Works. Whoops. American Blade Works. Yeah, there's the Model 1 in that picture there, I believe. Yeah, there's the Model 1 frame locks. Titanium frame lock. And then the Model 2 titanium. Yeah, I like both of those. So that's a liner lock, huh? The Model 2 is a liner lock, but the Model 1 is a frame lock? Is that what I'm picking up here? And the button lock. So they got the button lock and the frame lock. So that's cool. I'm sure at some point I will own one of those Model 1s. I'll find one on Knife Swap. But the button lock version looks pretty cool too. I like the milled blade and the opposite milled handle. I kind of like the contrast of those two. Normally I would say they should go the same direction, but for some reason it kind of works. Alright, let's see what else we got here. There's the mini goblin. Yeah, I think we've seen most of the rest of these now. Ace Jutland, yeah, all the... That's a good Kershaw, except for the blade there. Half serrated. Gay. Holt Custom Renegade. I don't believe I've seen that version of the Holt yet. Great checkered. Yeah, that milling is nice. I bet that knife's super comfortable too. Folks, I believe I've got a clone of the Triad lock. You want me to check it and see if it's got terrible lock rock? Really quick. I showed them the other day on stream. And I've got, I think one of those clones I've got is actually a Triad lock. Let me see over here. I've only got like 3 cold steel clones, but let me see if one of these has the Triad lock. So the clone ones are my Talwar, my Immortal. Yeah. So all right, so the Talwar, ow. These 3 are my clones, or these 2 are the clones that I have that have the Triad. And the Talwar definitely does have the tiniest bit of lock rock. It's not bad at all. And actually, a lot of people wouldn't probably even notice it. But this Talwar is a clone. And it's just a weird knife. I didn't want to buy it. I mean, I didn't want to buy the real thing, but it is a triad lock, and man, it just has the, I mean, it has a microscopic amount of lock rock. All right, it might get worse with use. And then I've got a Recon 1. I think this is a clone. I might have bought the real thing. I think I can tell. Let's see. Oh yeah. You're right. You're totally right, folks. Yeah, I did buy a clone of this one. But it's got, you can hear it. Like, you should have been able to hear that. But you can physically see it rocking. I'm trying to hold it still where you can see the... So yeah, they didn't get the triad lock right with that one. I think I paid like 12 bucks or something, 15 bucks for these. And the Recon 1 is one that I do want an original of. I just haven't gotten one because it's a good size knife. It's actually a really, really comfortable knife too. But I wanted to buy this one for 12 bucks or whatever to see if I wanted to pay for the real one. But terrible lock rock. Okay, Mr. Professional. Lone Star. Mr. Counterfeit Knife Spotter. The logos are real easy to tell. The easiest way to tell is the pivot. So the pivot is supposed to be a T10 and it's a T8. Or, yeah. How much are... I've got the Recon, the mini Recon 1 on my keychain. Got both versions of it. So I've got all the versions of the Voyager, but I don't like black blades. Do they make a silver blade in the Recon 1? That might be why I didn't buy one. Yeah, they do make it. I thought they did. I've got the two of the micros. I've got both versions of it, the drop point and the Tanto. But I don't have... Oh yeah, that's the mini. So do they have the regular Recon 1 and a silver blade? Guess I could go to the Cold Steel website. Yep. That's why I didn't buy it. Because they don't make it without a black blade. All right then. Yeah, I can I could bead blast the blades too. No, you can't feel the logo. on either side. You can't feel nothing. The pivot is the easiest way, besides, I guess, the texture of the handles, according to Lone Star. Alright. Y'all couldn't even see that I was looking at the Cold Steel website, huh? My God. Yeah, I was looking all over at that for that knife. I forgot to switch the sources, but... Oh, they do have it in Magna Cut with a satin. Recon M1. Magna Cut 1. Aha! That's the version I need. Recon 1 Magna Cut. There we go. And of course it's black. What the heck? It's more expensive than on the Cold Steel website. Why is everybody else... Why does it say black on here? Aha. Because it is. But they do have a... M1 in silver. Alright. That's a good candidate for knife swap. So, Recon M1. I don't see it anywhere in the listing. Huh. Demco. Cold Steel Recon 1. OS 8. $75. Alright. See if the pictures are still here. Nope. That was 6 months ago. Here's 10 months ago. Guardian Tactical Recon. Okay. So what about just Cold Steel Recon? Recon 1 S35BN. $85 with the black blade, Tanto. All right, sorted by newest one 2 days ago. Spear point. I love my code 4. You see, you can tell the pivot screw is a T10 and not a T8. 2 days ago, nothing but Cold Steel. 8010, 8015, and a holdout. Alright, enough of that. Back to the Holt. Beautiful knife. North Mountain blade. BBNM frame lock. It's pretty wild. Kind of like that. Although it looks like a Strider a little bit. I guess that's the guy that works for, I believe he works somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, he works for he worked for Strider, I guess. So that's why it looks like a Strider, because that guy designed the Striders. So there we go. I think I did that last time I talked about him. Good morning, Ed. It's 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon, isn't it? Maybe it is 6 degrees. Oh, if you're talking movies, yeah, it's 6 degrees. 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon, though. Is even better. You can link it to 3. It started off as 6, but people jumped to 3. But every movie, you can name a movie. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's both. It's 6 degrees and 3 degrees. It started off as 6, and then people 3 degrees. Because you can get it down to 3 if you try hard enough with Kevin Bacon. But the Kubi, I don't even know who designed the Kubi Titius. Does anybody know who designed it? Designer. I don't think it tells who the designer is other than just Kubi. Maybe it does, but just says country of origin. Yeah, I don't know who designed it. You'd have to start there. Yeah, I think the Titius is an in-house design. All right. Ed of the Durbans. This texture on this one doesn't look too bad. Doesn't feel too bad either. This knife is super comfortable. I can see why y'all like them. But I guess I just couldn't deal with the black blade. But that lock rock is terrible. So that's why I just stick with my silver 8010 with 0 lock rock. What is that noise? What in the heck? You got something inside it? Nothing's loose. Alright, just stop making the noise. I think there was something down in the scales. Weird. Oh no, it's easy to blast the coating off the blade. I did that not long ago with Doberman. No, I didn't. I did that with some other knife that was black. I started to do it with the Doberman, but I didn't. Which knife did I do that was black? Oh yeah, the Ozark Trail. the orange Ozark Trail knife. I bead blasted the black off of it. I blasted the black off of you. That's terrible. I shouldn't have even joked. It sounded funny at first. But I went over there to grab my other one so you can see. But yeah, it started out as that. And now it's that. So it does work. It does work. And actually, using aluminum oxide would give it a lighter color. And if the logos are done good, you can still see them even after bead blast. So you can still see, well, yeah, man, I really like this Kaiser for 37 bucks. 154 cm is good blade steel. And this micarta is super nice. This is the Caveman. Yeah, it's an awesome knife. It's a concept Caveman. And the action on all of these except for this one are great. This is the Hera. This is the Invictus, Kaiser Invictus for $37.50. 154 cm. It's super comfortable. Damn Design always makes comfortable knives. Yeah, the action is great on all three of these. I love the Caveman. It feels super comfortable too. And that bigger jimping, I like the bigger jimping. Some people don't like it. I do. But this one, prettiest knife on the table. You have to shake it pretty good to get it to close. Let's try to fix that. Really quick. Alright, so how do I get into this thing the easiest way possible? Alright, show side is the screw that comes out. That's always good. I don't imagine. Oh, it has T6 handle screws. Wait, I can't fix this. I've got to do the unboxing and review first. I'll have to fix it tomorrow. Because I want to be honest with the review, and if I fix it, that won't be being honest. So I'll shoot that review right after this video finishes. But it does have T6 body screws. Wish everybody would have T8 everywhere. Alright. Back to where it was. Beautiful knife though. And that hollow grind is super curvy. I don't know if y'all can see how curvy that thing is, but it is super thin. I haven't done the measurements on it yet either. But right then the fat of my thumb just got stuck between the liner and that carbon fiber. If you push down at all without pushing sideways first, it'll catch some skin in there. You have to really be conscious about just pushing sideways and not pushing down and sideways, or it'll pinch your finger. That's the only thing I don't like about sometimes when they have that carbon fiber on the outside of the liner there. It makes that little gap that you can get pinched. What else are we going to talk about today? Tomorrow, we might have that guy on from last week to show us how he does all the polishing and anno. And then hopefully sometime soon we'll have the laser guy on. He said he's got to check his schedule. Let's see. Anything else super new at Knife Center? New whiskers. Wish they'd make a titanium version of that knife. I want that knife so bad, but I want the titanium one. I still refuse to buy an aluminum one, even though I've come close a couple of times. They've got to make a titanium one sooner or later. Ray Laconico? That doesn't look like a Laconico. Oh yeah, that's the Kestrel, but that's the cheaper version. Huh. I like the nice version of the Kestrel. I like the way that one looks, that Fox knives. It's a good price for a Fox knives too. Who is the made in China? Yeah, the Kestrel, the titanium one I like too. I don't know why I haven't bought one of those yet. They got the inexpensive ones now, huh? Oh, I was thinking of the Ramet Kestrel. It's a totally different knife. I was thinking something was different. I was like, why am I remembering the name Kestrel, but what's up with the connection? Why is it not going there? Am I losing connection? No, I'm not dropping any frames. There we go. Yeah, that's the Kestrel that I want. So that CJRB must be a new version, but I didn't know Laconico made. That just doesn't look like a Laconico design. He's usually more rounded off, and that one's got some square edges, but I do like that one. I'll add that one to the cart too. CJRB, what different versions do they make of that? Let's see, Kestrel. All right, they make 3 different colors: black, blue, and green. I would like the black one with a silver blade, please. But I guess I would go with blue if I had to. That's what she said. Yeah, I like that knife. What's the blade length. 3.3, so that's good. It's got the crappy AR RPM 9. I don't know if it's crappy or not. I just, I wish I knew some kind of long-term use of it, because I've got a couple knives in the AR RPM 9, but I'm just not sure how long it'll last. Well, alrighty guys, I think I'm going to start ending this one off. I'm off today, my daughter's birthday. Going to dinner with her tonight. She wants to go to Longhorn, so we're going to Longhorn. I do appreciate y'all. What color G10 is easier to dye black? Jade. Jade is the easiest color to dye any color, because that's natural. But it's not hard to dye any G10 black. It's a lot harder to dye micarta black than it is G10. Any G10 you can go black if you ever mess up. John, yeah, to answer your question, G10 is real easy to dye. I've got a bunch of G10 knives I've dyed. Here, I'll show you a few of the colors I've dyed G10 before we go. I always end up talking a little bit longer after I say I'm going to leave anyway. But you can see up here in my buy sell trade, I sold some bundles up here, and all these are G10. So you can see, so that right one, these all pretty much started as jade, but that right one I dyed blue. Then these right here, I dyed the one orange, that was jade, and that purple blue in the middle, and the green on the right. So all three of those started out as jade. And G10 jade takes color, like any color, really good. But I dyed all three of those. And then these, I dyed the one on the right, on the left blue, and the one on the right green. And this is my favorite color, the wine color. So I dyed that second one, that wine color. I dyed the middle one that orange color, and the right one that green color. And then that's it on those. Oh, I had more than that, I think, but I sold a couple of. Oh yeah, there was two more, but I deleted them after I sold them. But anyway, yeah, appreciate it, guys. Yeah, eggplant kind of wine. But buying G10 jade, like buy jade knives if you want to dye them. But you can go black with any G10. Knives are life, Bob. I think I already said bye to you, but if I didn't, bye, sir. Fuchs, hope you have a great day too, sir. Slightly Candid, John, Lone Star, Ed, Mister, Pete, if you're still in the background there somewhere. Appreciate you, sir. William, if you're still around, appreciate you, sir. TC, I know you stay busy working on some kind of knife project. probably still in the background somewhere. Bo, appreciate you, sir. Anybody else that might have popped in earlier? Sever 7. Hope you have a good day at work. Think that about covered everybody today. Appreciate y'all. We'll do it again tomorrow. Oh yeah, Michael. The global deck. Aha. It's not my birthday, it's my daughter's, but thank you, Pete. Yeah, I talked to Michael during the night too. Tomorrow we'll do some kind of mods, even if I have to do some more bead blasting or something. We'll find a black blade and I'll swap out to the aluminum oxide. We'll see what color we get with the black blade. Oh, I thought you were building some wraparound deck around your house or something, Pete. I was like, what is a global deck? Like a wraparound porch? Really putting in work, Pete. Dang. Building a deck all the way around your house? And then I thought of like a deck of cards. I was like, what kind of global deck are you? Is it something got knives on it? I want to be part of it. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. It's not goodbye, it's just until tomorrow, like Mr. Ed said. Yeah, I'll tell her everybody in the channel wished her a happy birthday today. She will appreciate that. She thinks it's kind of cool her dad has a YouTube channel, even though it's tiny. She doesn't make fun of me for it. She kind of likes it. But anyway, appreciate you guys. If you need me, you know how to reach me. Email's up there in the top right, bladealchemy4u@gmail.com. Got any questions or want help with anything? I love helping people. So hit me up. Otherwise, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.